scene.
Where's my pants? 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 Seems to be the running theme in chat right now, right?
Oh. And that's a big bummer. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Leafcast. We're a first-time reader live stream based on the epic fantasy series Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. My name is Ryan, and joining me as always is B Dizzle. Brother Dan, I'm going to be using my hands a lot tonight because I'm inspired by the debate. I wish I had both hands. I want to gesticulate. I want to articulate.
Ryan, you're going to see after tonight, you're not the only one who wishes you had both hands.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Spoiler. Let me say hello to, so every week, YouTube has to have a person watch our thing to see if we're dirty or not, if it's advertisers. So whoever is assigned our video this week, hello, welcome.
Yeah,
I hope you enjoy the show.
Yeah, welcome. Be open-minded.
We have speaking of open-minded.
Yes. All right. We're definitely a taint-friendly show. Guys, we're dealing with chapters 25 through 27 of Knife of Dreams, and this is episode 171.
Lies.
For those of you who've been here from the beginning, I hope you don't sue us for your psychological costs.
Yes.
Yeah, we will not pay for your medicine or your treatment. All right, Stays, we have a special guest today. Joe from Twacast has agreed to join us again and do some live animation of these chapters. I can't wait. Let's bring everyone in. Danny, you ready?
I'm ready, bro.
I feel like I'm all torso right now. I hate my camera angle. I've gained some weight. I need to hide in my belt. Here we go. So then I got on my knees behind the guy and I said, "Push him, push him."
And tell me after.
Okay.
And they happily ever after.
No, they definitely don't live happily ever after at the end of this book.
We stay like that for far too long.
There's no living happily ever after in this book.
Oh my gosh.
We'll see.
It's true.
Maybe we'll
Not
do
if
another
you're
prediction show after this book and see if people are going to live happily ever after, Ryan.
Guys, I'll be back.
Okay. Welcome, Chris. Welcome, Kay. Welcome, Carrie. Welcome, Josh. And welcome from Twacast, Joe. Hello, guys.
Joe, what up?
Hello.
Good to see you again.
How are you?
We need to do.
Oh, good to see you, Josh.
Where are yours? I can't find. Okay, I have puppies.
Hello, Carrie. You look great. I love the hat.
Thank you. Echo Sadai made me wear my hat today. I just wanted to say a quick hi to everybody in chat. Jesse, Bree, I think you're here for the first time. I correct me if I'm wrong. Hi, Jesse. Hi, Snakes and Foxes. If you're there, love you guys.
Yeah,
We love all of you.
everyone. We got Sky Squirrel, we got Colin Kaplan, we got Luz Jr., we got Echo, we got Glenn, we got too many to list right now. We got a bunch. So I'm glad you're all here. Thank you for spending your time with us instead of the debate, right? I watched the first hour. It was getting a little boring. I'm just kidding. Well, we read 3 chapters this week. We did there were pretty big ones, chapters 25, 6, and 7. 25, not that much goes on, but that's the first one we're going to be talking about. It is called Attending Elida. It has the the Matt Dice icon.
Nice. Yeah, nice.
Nice.
And
The
we
mice.
Nice
Good
eyes.
name.
and this
Oh my
is
gosh.
point of view of Tarna. Tarna is going up to Elida's deluxe apartment in the sky. She's like two floors down from like the roof, way up. Gets lost a couple times because guess what? Even the White Tower's gotten all shifty. I'm gonna turn down this music. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's a
badass.
little loud.
Yeah, let me turn it down.
Thank you so much. I was just messaging her and I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot. It's like making my brain go nutty. And I cannot focus on anything you're saying.
How's that? Is that better?
So
too
much
loud?
better.
It's better.
So
Okay.
much better.
Okay. Tarna, she goes up and goes in. Elida is sipping some wine with Madani. Hey, it's noon sometime or somewhere, right?
Right.
It's always noon.
I think wine is pretty watered down in this show, but maybe not for Elida right now.
Yeah, she was like, "Whoa, you're drinking. This is pretty early." She drunk.
Maybe she's drinking the big girl wine today.
It says seeing the gray was no surprise despite the early hour. Oh, wait. There was she had mentioned something as far as like, yeah, she's been drinking a lot. So Madani leaves and Elida's like, yeah, we used to have carnal relations as pillow friends. And I think she wants to ride
There
that
we go.
train again.
Oh, it's funny.
I think she wants a piece of me.
She wants to ride that pony.
She's like, I
one
may
more
even let her
time.
kiss me in nethers. Tarna's like, Jesus, pillow friends. Oh. Hold on. Damn it. All right.
Your camera just died.
no.
What's happening?
Yeah.
Other than camera just
First-
died.
Oh.
Take over.
All right, hold on. It's coming back.
First time we're gonna take it. All right, now we can talk about the things we want to talk about.
Oh, hold on. All right, let me.
Ooh.
Get out of here, brother Dan. We don't need you.
I'll be right back. All right.
Oh, jeez.
All right,
So
Dan's
that
gone.
box, huh, guys?
So, Joe, what do you want to animate today?
I don't know. I was trying to
Uh-huh.
think. Who's cast as Elida? I forgot what her name was.
In the show?
Maybe I'll draw her. Yeah, in the show. Yeah.
I
I
think
have
I should.
not the slightest.
Well, I think it was a leak. I don't know if it's like official.
It's official.
Are
Oh,
you
is it
guys
official? Okay.
I just
joining
got-
Discord?
I just got an email from my kid's mom saying that my daughter was chosen as her band student of the week, whose name is Elida, my daughter. So I was like, that's Elida.
Elida.
Oh, sure.
Elida's gonna
student-
dance with
Gosh.
Jack of the Shadows.
That's right.
Nice. I'm so happy for you. That's
Here,
an
let me,
amazing thing. What a cool thing to get. I'm so
So-
I'm
excited
not
for
going
that.
to remotely pronounce
She's
her name
super
right. but-
stoked.
I haven't seen her tonight. She's actually with her mom right now, but yeah.
She just found out.
I just found out like a minute ago. Yeah. Email
Well,
came through.
good for her.
Yeah, it's
So
awesome.
exciting. That's so exciting. Oh my
She got,
gosh.
she got a signed flute for her instrument. She's been really practicing, so I think that's why.
Nice.
Wow,
Mhm.
Nice.
that's awesome.
That's amazing.
So I'm back. They start talking boring shit. They're like, how's the work on the docks? They're like, boring. It's hard. Can't get the Quendiar off, so we gotta just dismantle the whole bridge. But the bridge is really well made, so it's hard. Elida. She's like, well. She's like, okay. She's like, you know what? How is that shit Egwin coming? It says, I guess she's been there like how many? 9 days?
9 days, yeah. I think that
Yeah,
sounds-
this is the first time she had asked after her since 9 days, and she's like, I want to tame the tower's harness, not broken. But Tarna's like, I think she's gonna be broken anytime soon, man. She's stubborn. She's like, but yeah, no, I expect she'll come around soon. She says. Elida does her best, Mr. Burns. She goes, excellent. And then she's like, you know what?
It's a little funny, right? How Tarna really like withholds information from her.
Go on.
I mean, I don't know. There's probably like 10 or 12 times in here where she's like, "Oh, Elida, I can't mention this because she'll fly off the handle," and then like it happens anyways, even though she like withholds 10 things from her that would have made her fly off the handle.
Have you guys ever had bosses like that, where you couldn't deliver certain news or just knew, man, I
Kind of.
just try to handle it
It's been a
myself?
long time, thankfully.
Oh yeah, it was mostly like I'm not gonna even fuck around with that because that'll cause me more problems.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'll just handle it because I can. So I'm just gonna do the harder thing and actually, what ends up I think being the easier thing? Probably not, but it's all relative. I don't know. Yeah, tough bosses. Shit, man. That sucks.
Elida breathed heavily,
Nice.
and
Love it.
then took a long drink. I mean,
she's like, so yeah, Egwin. Speaking of Egwin, I want her, because I have a date with my girlfriend later tonight. I want her to be like my cupbearer. Take that. So she's like, all right.
Oh my god.
yeah. So, I mean,
Go on.
no, I'm gonna hold myself back.
Oh no, what happened?
No.
Let's move on.
No.
Well, that's pretty much it. And then she goes, all right, tell me about the reports. And it's boring. Short POV. Anything you guys wanted, Kay, Carrie, anything you wanted to say about it?
Elida knows that the girl she was meeting with is a spy, and she's just kind of like, going along with it for now to try to get more information from the other side.
Oh, I guess I should show this.
But yeah, I'm ready to jump back into Matt.
Okay. Yeah, that because we then jump into a Matt point of view. He is riding with a bunch of people. And they're on their way to the Demona Mountains. My Demona. It's about 300 miles to the east. He wants to get there within a week. Because Merindy is just on the other side of that. So they're on their way there. We see matches as Matt's like smoking a bowl. He uses a match, and Elidra's like, don't waste it on your weed. Those are important. It'd take me a long time to make.
What do you think what is the process? It's like 15 hours per match, and then she's like, come on, man.
Right. I bet you it takes a long time. I bet you it takes a long time just to carve the wood down to like those little perfect little squares.
Yeah, you gotta get that perfect square.
She says, I must be in the same place for 2 days to make more. Men always find ways
Say
to
2
make
days.
women work. I have a Taishar. Balanced, quote. And to the YouTube censor, Taishar is when we take something in the book and just read it out of context, and it has sometimes a silly, sometimes a sexual connotation. We'll see. It's all in your mind.
Why are we talking to YouTube so much? Wait, what's
because-
going on? Did something change?
No, we always get a thing saying, hey, your video's been flagged because we don't think it's suitable. And then we go, okay, please have a person look at it. And then a week later, great news. After human review, you're not so bad after all, kid. So I'm just kidding.
So basically, you need human review every time.
Huh?
You're
Yeah,
just
it's a
talking
weekly
directly to
thing.
the reviewer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now he's just like
Put out the
cutting
AI.
through the bullshit, and he's like, "Hey, guy or gal or whatever.
Hey, guy.
Hey,
Okay.
person. We are here, and it's
Exactly.
all a joke."
So here is
Took
the
me a long
Taishar.
time to
You
say
tell
that.
me. You tell me if you agree or not. Quote: balanced atop a nearby log, Tom stroking his long white
Absolutely, 100%.
mustaches. Oh, what were you thinking, Kay? Gross.
What? It's not yucky. I would never think that.
Tashar. So he is hanging with the boys. He still wants to get Tuon back to Abu Dar safely. Let's see. They see a snake.
Was
Go
this a
ahead.
Typhar? Satel sitting on the end of his log.
Yes.
Oh yes, nice. Oh my god, how is that not?
Tashar.
What is happening to my voice? I'm so
Losing it.
sorry. I know I was screaming at the television earlier so much with that fucking debate happening. I was like, oh my god, oh my god. Anyways, I won't say anything more than that.
No, it's fine. Ooh,
Yeah. Do you know they eat
So
I'm not here to
dogs?
discuss politics. Discuss. I cannot talk. I don't know.
There's a poisonous snake called a black lance.
Black
And
Lance.
he sees it and he's like, watch out. And the snake goes away. Tuon's like, is that snake poisonous? He's like, sure as shit. And she's like, kiss me. He's like,
That was
all right.
random.
I love a man who doesn't kill a poisonous snake.
He's like, smooch. And she says,
Oh my
quote,
god.
do I remind you of your sister? Or perhaps your mother? Somebody laughed, more than one person. And then Matt, he's like, all right, God damn it. Get in here. Smooch. It was the smooch to end all smooches. It says, when he finally released her, she stood there looking up at him and trying to catch her breath. Yeah. And then she's like, yep, you're feverish. Thought so. Some of your wounds must be infected. He's like, God damn it. You kissed me just for that. So you could take my temperature. That's how my mom used to take my temperature.
He calls him out.
And then Vannon shows up. Vannon, he's got to really be a large guy, guys.
Yeah.
He's
We
a sack
keep
of suet.
hearing how
Sack of
suety
suet.
he is. He is so suet.
Right?
Matt's like, I don't know how he can even stay on that thing, that big old. Do it.
He's so suet. That's so funny. That sounds like an 80s band name.
He has,
That's
there's
enough of that.
Talmanis. Talmanis is there too. Tells him about Egwin being the real Amerlin. He's like, awesome. She's no runaway. She's the real Amerlin. He's like, okay, whatever. There's something about deal with the king, King Rodrin. About something about estates and stuff. I don't know. It seems like he's doing pretty well. Talmanis is keeping it. He was rolling. He meets Tuon. Tuon's like, cool. And they're like, yeah, that smuggler's pass we were gonna take, no good.
No good.
No good. No more. It's a no good. It
No mas.
apparently.
Hey, and let me give you a history lesson.
Please.
No, that's what he said. He's like, okay, and Aes Sedai told me once,
Yeah.
they used to have these amazing passes, but then the breaking of the world happened, and everything's fucked.
Yeah. Then there's mountains. Yeah. Well, and actually, I kind of liked what he was saying. He's like, yeah, some of them were from oceans, and those ones you can get out of, and some of them are just weird, and there are no passes. There's just like routes to nowhere. I
Do
don't
you
know, I
think?
kinda like it.
Do you think that like passes are changing, like corridors in Tar Valon are changing?
Yeah. What do you think,
Carrie,
Carrie?
our only first-time reader here.
Harley? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, where did everybody go?
In the middle.
Okay, what was the question?
Like, is it possible that like passes over mountaintops are changing, just like corridors are changing?
Yeah,
in
that
Tar Valon?
part was a little bit confusing to me. I was like, wow, that's interesting. So, like, they were talking about how the mountain passes that were made during the breaking were different from the passes that were made during this other time. And I'm like, that's interesting. So, is it like something that you get lost in and you never come out?
What's interesting is the breaking is not like universal. if there are still passes that were made by Aes Sedai pre-breaking, then at some point they're just, if they're still usable.
That's not how I read it, though. I mean, I think he was saying there's ancient mountain ranges that are worn down and easy to pass through. Not that there were ancient passages wrought by humans, but that the older the mountains are, the easier they are to pass, just like in the real world. I mean, but the newer mountains, the ones formed during the breaking, just like newer mountains like the Himalaya, are hard to pass through because there aren't as many passes. That was how I read.
The only one I know who says Himalaya. Which is great, and I don't want it to ever change. But like, do you say Himalayan like sea salt?
Himalayan sea salt?
See, that's how you say it. Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
That's at Ryan, everyone.
Himalayan.
So with all this news, Matt rejoins his friends here, but got some bad news about the past, and he says, I gotta think. And that's pretty much how the chapter ends. What did I miss in this, guys?
A lot.
Yeah, talk to me.
So one thing, okay, when Talmanes first arrives, he basically tells him how big the band is now. And Matt freaks out. He's like, oh my God, how am I going to pay all these men? And that's when he said, don't worry about it. You know, that king is covering enough pay for a year. And we got like special subgroups now. We have, or maybe this was mentioned in a different chapter. He's like, we got masons and we got map makers. And, you know, it's just crazy how much they've expanded.
I also liked how like Bethamin is learning and like becoming more confident with channeling, showing that, you know, Tuon potentially could also be an amazing channeler should she choose to be. The irony of Matt hating nobles and not wanting to have anything to do with Aes Sedai is pretty rich, given that Tuon is a noble who can channel.
Yeah.
I mean, poor guy. The pattern really fucks with him.
Absolutely.
Of all people, Matt's the one who gets fucked with the most, I feel like, by the pattern.
Gary, go ahead.
There's this bit about healing and like Matt refusing it and Tuon being like, don't be stupid. Doesn't seem like he ever does get healing though, despite that, which I thought was interesting. Just because he doesn't want to take his pendant off, right?
He does wear it all the time. Carrie, based on what you said, you were talking about these the additions. So Talmanes brought with him, he said, no, I only brought 3 banners of horses and 4,000 mounted crossbowmen. I left 3 banners of horses and 5 of foot, a little shorter crossbows in Murundi. And the Mason's banner, of course, handy to have Masons ready to hand if you need a bridge belt or the like. And Matt's like, geez, 6 banners of horses and 5 on foot and a banner of Masons. The band only had 2 banners counting horse and foot when he left them in Saladar.
We get the Aes Sedai with Matt learning that Egwene has become the Amyrlin seat. Matt learning that Egwene has become the Amyrlin seat, and the kind of the contention around that, and him like basically telling the Aes Sedai to shut up and they listen. Is this the section 2 where Tuon? No, it's Tuon's point of view, which is next, right? Where we start to see her perceptions of Matt. Okay. I mean, there is this little complicated bit about, you know, them attacking the Seanchan and the Seanchan heiress like being in their party. Definitely.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Primed the way it's being written, it seems primed for there to possibly be her reneging on her word. What do you think, Carrie Kay? Like, do you expect Tuon and Cilicia to double cross Matt, stab him in the back? Do you expect them to continue acting like they have?
I mean, jumping ahead a little bit to the next chapter with the POV, like after we had Chuan POVs for the first time, like how do we feel about that? Is she just playing him, or does she really care for him?
I think it's changing. I think she is learning to care for him. Maybe didn't in the beginning and was only following the predictions of what are they called? The omens that she's had seen. She's a fucking complicated character. And I mean, part of what led me to send that heavy heart email or text message the other night about the story about the time is like Tuon and Nat. And like, I worry that we aren't going to get to see what happens with them.
Why would you think that?
Because there's only 3 books left. And fucking Tarmangaiden had better not be the last 2 chapters of the last book. It better be the last 2 fucking books or more. And you know shit's about to go haywire here. We've got 25 fucking stories that have not been wrapped up going on in the text. Like some of these characters, whether it's Perrin and or Nat, or like some of these characters are going to lose the thread, and we're not going to get to see what happens with them.
No, Josh, don't say that.
It's true. It's fine.
Not with these two.
I mean, that's what I'm worried about. I mean, if it's not them, who is it? You know?
I mean, I could do without Perrin and Fail, but I know that's not going to happen. So
hopefully that gets resolved this book, and we don't have to experience.
This has to be resolved. This is too big. This is too big. I feel like it's too big.
Or are the Shanshan just a distraction from the Forsaken? Like the Forsaken, until this set of chapters, the Forsaken had kind of been on the sideline, just manipulating reality and trying to like fuck things up, but not directly attacking Rand or the other Ta'veren. And we've seen already in this book that tide change. They're attacking Matt. They're attacking Perrin. Like they're now attacking Rand directly. So something has shifted, and they're starting to be directly involved.
Oh.
Yes, but how does that affect the Chuan and Matt situation? In the way that
because shit's about to go the fuck down, and it's going to be Egwene and Rand who are the centers of that story.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think Nine Even Land might even be like, we might not ever see what happens with Nine Even Land. Sure, Land's going to come back with some Borderlanders to like fight in the last battle, but I don't think we're going to see any more of their romance either.
Josh, stop it!
All right, so yeah, Josh.
This is what was bothering me so much when I was thinking about it. It was like,
and you're expressing what every reader who was reading the series and learned that the poor man passed away. Like we all live.
Imagine at the end of this book, you were like, "Oh, he's passed away," and like there are no more.
No, but then all of a sudden
there were 3 more books.
Like we get announcements of Brandon Sanders taking on.
But I heard,
and then we had hope.
This is not a spoiler that Brandon Sanderson doesn't know how to write Matt, which makes me think that we're not going to get any Matt POVs in the last 3 books.
Oh my God, Josh, you are killing me right now.
So that's what I'm afraid of.
No,
Josh, I have a question for you.
We've been spoiling it the whole time, Josh.
It's a solid point, and that's why it's concerning.
If we all, as readers that have read the books, like thought that he can't write Matt, why would you think we don't get a reaction?
If the readers think that,
if the readers think that Sanderson can't write Matt well, then why would we think
No, I've heard that he said that about himself.
Oh, okay.
That's what I heard, which makes me worried.
Yeah.
So you don't think we're going to get like our Matt? You think we're going to get a different version of Matt?
Or I don't know, maybe none at all.
Well, I mean, I agree with you in that way. No.
I love this picture, Joe.
Matt.
So good. Well, yeah, hopefully Matt's got a key part happening, but like.
And we obviously get Matt because we have feedback sorry for the squeaking.
Yeah.
I have puppies. We have Matt. Like, we have feedback about Matt, right? So we know that we get Matt, but like, fuck. Ugh. I do think that you're right, because like about the like he's gonna not feel like Matt, because that's actually, as we've discussed so many times on this show,
Feels so much like Robert Jordan.
Closest person to Robert Jordan. Yeah, like
Feels
such the like image of him in these books, if there is one at all.
Yeah, it really feels that way
Oh my
always, I feel like.
gosh.
So it's interesting. to
Oh,
consider. Anyhow,
it'll
I'm
be
not.
interesting.
I'm hopeful, and I do look forward to reading the next books. Obviously, it's just like it all hit me
Oh.
kind of at once. Like that, there's only 3,000 pages left, and like the literal fucking end of the world is gonna happen, right? So,
All right. Well, hey, that's all good and dandy, but we have breaking news, and I'm sorry, but like, this is gonna pale in comparison to what you're talking about, guys. No, wait. Let's get that back up there. Hold on. That's gonna be there. We, Carrie, feel free to start.
Okay, breaking news, guys. And this will make more sense if you guys are in our Discord. There was a post there a couple days ago about, I think one of you guys had a picture, but...
Oh. Yeah, hold on. Picture's coming. Picture.
Okay, so not all who wander are lost. Bella was last seen head up at a local thrift store by a local fan. She was admired and shared with her friends, but sadly not purchased. She was left on the cold shelf all by herself, neglected. One bystander replied, "You better rescue her or horrible pants are in your future." 3 days had passed and Bella was on that girl's mind constantly. Was she still there? Did somebody else buy her? Well, let's find out, guys. Now presenting the one, the only, Miss Bella. Thank you,
Oh.
Victor.
Oh
And
my
there
gosh,
we
close carry up, please.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Oh.
I found her.
you got it. You got her. You went back and rescued
guess
her.
what?
Look at that. That is spot on.
She is a candle. She's not ceramic. I
What?
didn't know that.
She's
She
a
has like a
candle?
little wick. She has like a
Whoa.
little wick.
Oh my God, that makes me so happy.
It's like sex, but I'm never gonna burn her.
Don't ever light her. Yeah. Right.
All right, well, this
I
calls for
know.
it. You can buy her. You can make her. She's the only one. Bella! Oh man. My God, I gotta take that loop off. All right.
I will say this, for those who don't know me very well, Bella is one of my favorite characters in the series. So whenever she suddenly appears in a story, I just go crazy with excitement. So
She's
You're
so much
on the right
happier
step.
next to you. Look how happy she is right now next to you. So much happier. You can see it.
Yeah.
I could tell. I
Yeah.
know
Honestly.
horseflesh. I yeah, my dad.
I know
Bacon
happy
versus horse flesh?
candles.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is a
my dad was
happy
a horse.
candle.
Your mother's a horse trader.
I just need
Your
to get a
mom.
picture of her like in my bed underneath the sheets and like do a reenactment of The Godfather, and then it'll be fun.
Is that you're gonna wake her up for her birthday? She's gonna wake up with just a horse's head. for her birthday. Welcome to adulthood, kid. Well, let's move on. Let's jump in. This picture's awesome. This picture's fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
This is, as we all know, this is a
Really
young Tom
incredible.
Hanks
So young
From
Tom
Bus-
Hanks.
from Bosom Buddies.
Oh, I was
my
going
God, it
like
is.
pre-wreck Castaway.
It's cute.
This
good.
was
funny.
one of Ben
You both-
Affleck's and Matt Damon's friends in Good Will Hunting.
Oh, no, that's just Ben Affleck's little brother.
That's Ben Affleck's brother, Casey Affleck.
And sits in the back all the time and is a fucking asshole. Sorry, YouTube.
So, Chapter 26.
All right. I'll be right back.
Chapter 26. All right. It's
Sorry.
called As If the World Were Fog, and it has the classic Wheel of Time with the snake eating its own butt. Poo mouth.
Snake loop.
This is a 2-on point of view chapter. Have we had a 2-on point of view yet?
I don't think so.
Well, I found it to be just fascinating.
Right?
Yeah, it made me realize how little we know about the Shanshan. Like, and that made me reflect. Like, we even know even less about the Shara, and like what's beyond Randland. And I mean, obviously, Noel is talking about it all the time to what's his face, to fucking Oliver. But yeah, like, we hardly know anything about the Shanshan.
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
Quick shout out to Winter's Lady. Hi, I see you in chat. Nice to see you here.
Hi, Winter's Lady.
Hi, Winter's Lady. I love it. Just popped in to say hello. Love it.
We're getting
That's the best Wilson handprint that looks just like it too, by the way.
So she doesn't.
I know, right?
It
I
looks
have no
really
idea
good.
what that
So good.
So Tuon doesn't believe that Matt is Taverin, right? I was trying to remember. I know there had been some reference.
I don't think she didn't believe. I think she didn't really understand it until recently.
No, I thought that like someone was like, "Oh yeah, he's Taverin," and she was like, "Oh, what these dumb." Oh, no, was that the Aiel? There was some point of view where this
That might
happened.
have been somebody else. I remember
Right.
she knew that when she found out he grew up with Rand, she's like, "Oh, you know the
That's
dragon."
only now.
Like, what?
You finds that out in this first couple of chapters.
Yeah, it says he's Taverin, my lady. It's always interesting. Matt has a tendency to find what he needs when he needs it. And she stared at him, but he seemed serious. He's
Right.
tied to the pattern. That was how the word would translate. What's that supposed to mean? And he's like, well, Taverin are people, the pattern shape. And she's like, oh, thank you. I think I've heard enough. Taverin, ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Okay, yeah.
But then there was a weird bird that flew Wintershins. And
Widdershins.
she's like, oh, fuck. Did you see that Wintershins? So yeah, she's wacky. She's fun wacky though. We got to see interpreted hand talk. And what do you know? It's just like conversation.
So isn't Widdershins like Scottish or like Irish? You should know that, Brother Dan and Ryan.
Yeah, no, it is. That was my grandfather's. His mother's maiden name was Widdershins.
I mean, and it means like contrary to the sun or like backwards or something, right? Or I don't know, spiral. What does it mean?
Well, her name was Maggie. She was Maggie, contrary to the sun. So yeah. I don't know. Let me Google it right now.
So are the Shanshan of Irish descent? That they know what Widdershins is?
Widdershins.
Is it Scottish? Irish? I don't remember.
Moving counterclockwise, left-handed, or contrary.
Okay.
It can also mean walking around an object while keeping it on your left.
Keeping it on your left. Okay.
Yeah, so it was considered unlucky or evil.
Counterclockwise. Mhm.
So yeah, voodoo stuff, dumb voodoo stuff that peasants in Ireland probably. felt
Newman
the
Garden
same
says it's
stupid
Low
way.
German. Okay.
Or Low Germans, sure. Dumb stuff, guys. Peasant stuff. I mean, it's fun, but if a bird does Wintershins, it doesn't mean poop. I don't know.
Just
That's
doesn't mean poop, guys.
doesn't mean poop.
I feel like Wintershins is just another name for like Ugg boots.
Got on my Wintershins.
Put my Widdershins on, you know?
I got
Go
my
out to-
Wintershins on today
go
because
out
it's
to the
already
park.
chilly out.
Go out to the park with my Widdershins.
Yeah. I'm gonna go
We,
park the car with my Wintershins. I don't know.
Maggie,
Sorry.
Maggie, get in the fucking car.
That was great.
Maggie.
We're gonna be late to go to the park to see the Sox. Yeah, so we're seeing Matt through Tuon's eyes as well. And Matt is running his army, man. He's got his army. He's looking at maps. He's got cool maps. Tuon's like, those maps, y'all. How you get those maps, yo? He's like, yeah, I got some good
So if I
maps."
work out hard enough, can I get those kind of maps?
Yeah, there's Six Pack Island.
Yeah, they're just like, ooh, those are some sexy maps you got there. How do I replicate those kind of maps?
Okay,
there-
so I have a question. So
I was
she
excited
did
about
a lot of hand talk with her maid. Did we know that she did hand talk before this, or was it always there and I just didn't pay attention?
we have
No, she
seen
does
finger
bloody
wiggles.
hand talk.
Because I
Finger
thought only
wiggles.
I thought only the Aiel did hand talks. I was confused when I found out that the Sanchan do it too.
Yeah, so Tuon and Selucia have their own kind of communication that they're doing. When they went to buy silk and stuff, they would sit there and they would like flash their fingers at each other
Oh, okay.
and stuff. So they have alluded to it, but this is the first time that we're actually getting to actually
The
know what
translation
they're
of what
talking
they're
about.
saying. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, normally Tuon would just wiggle her fingers and Selucia would laugh. How about
Thank you, Dana. She explained it.
But she's like, yeah, the band is Toy's personal army, obviously, she says. There was this thing about a book. Do you guys know what this was talking about? And I don't know if Josh is still there or hearing, but it was a
Fog
book.
and Steel.
Yeah, Fog and
Ooh.
Steel. That's a book that Talmanis had for 2 copies that he said it is from your book. So he's like, oh yeah, I read that a long time ago. It's by Madoc Comadrin. I don't know. I don't know why he said it's your book.
Sounds like
Isn't
a
it
very
a book?
old Matt version, right?
I thought Matt
Like a
has the
reincarnated-
memories of the general who wrote it.
Yeah.
And
It's a
that's why
reincarnated
he
Matt.
and he revealed that by accident, and then he was like, "Oh, it's just something I read like a long time ago as a kid."
Mm.
Oh,
But he actually has the memories of the general who wrote the book.
And Talmanis knows that?
No,
Oh.
but Nat said that it was the book that like taught
okay.
him everything he knows,
Okay.
and so the Band of the Red Hand give credence to that book as like being important because of that, right?
Okay.
I could be wrong. That's what I'm remembering.
Okay. So they're walking through the woods back to the camp.
What did you say about? Sorry, I was checking on my son, Carrie. What did you say about her hand talking with Logain?
No. I was just confused about. I didn't remember that the Sanchan did hand talk as well as the Aiel. It must have been briefly mentioned, but they never translated what they were saying until this POV.
So that made me actually. I was thinking about that too, and like whether they're talking ASL or like some variant of it, or this is like they each developed their own hand talk. Like are Aiel and Sanchan hand talk the same?
That's a good question.
And if so, is it related back to like some pre-breaking earlier age language, like ASL?
Honestly, I think of
Good
my
question.
daughter I think of Layla like talking like the way that she does
Doing
this
her
like
hand signals,
hand
right?
stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Like it definitely I think Dan actually said that for the first time, which was just so brilliant. He was like, is she doing maiden hand talk? And it's like you can't see anything else once
That's so
you
funny. What's
see,
that?
see that.
Oh,
Like
that's so funny.
that's
Can't
all-
unsee it.
yeah. So now it's just like she's always doing like maiden hand talk because she's like, let me tell you what's up.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. Yeah, it's cool.
Josh, a little bit further back when you were gone, Dana Lou mentioned that all of the blood use hand talk with their voice.
Right.
So it must be something that the blood use in the Sanchan community.
Well, I know that, but
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying, is
weird.
it also the same as the maiden hand talk? Are they the same
Yeah,
dialect?
that's what
Are they-
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, like that's an interesting question for sure.
So Lord Matt, go ahead. Okay.
Oh, I have another question. So Tuon was thinking about his ring, and she said she almost fainted when she saw it. Is his ring
Part of the prophecy?
Crows and the fox.
Isn't it part of the prophecy about who she's supposed to marry?
It was like an omen for her, right? I don't remember what it was.
Everything is an omen. It's hilarious.
Well,
I guess. When did he get the ring? Was it right before he met Noel the first time?
Yeah,
well,
it was.
wait,
He
but she
got
also
it.
said she hadn't seen it since she was a little girl. So I feel like she's seen this ring before, right? Didn't she say that?
Well, the signet. Remember, the signet is like a fox.
Oh, did it have ravens on it?
It's a fox
Yeah.
eating chicken or something?
Or crows or something?
it's a fox chasing two ravens
Two ravens. Okay.
Ravens.
with, I think, the moons around it. If I'm not mistaken.
And the moon is around it. And we
Okay.
have the
So
daughter
So,
of the
like
nine
the
moons.
9 moons, like the phases of the moon or something. I could be wrong. Maybe
We have all 9 moon. Okay, well
I
that's
could be
fucking
wrong. I don't remember.
obviously then. This must have
Don't
been
remember
made, it feels like, if that's true, if it is like a variation of 9 moons, even if it's 1 moon, it could have been made like with Tuon in mind. You know, I mean, it could have
When
been
did she
made
see it?
like
She saw it.
as something for her as a child. She said she hadn't seen it as a child. Her POV, I think, ends with her saying like that she hadn't seen it since she was a child. That's what I remember. But we know how I remember things sometimes. So
I don't remember that. But what, did she see the ring when she offered to buy him? Is that when it happened? Like the first time she meets him with Tylan? She sees the ring? And like immediately she's like, oh, I want to buy him.
Correct.
Right. So immediately she recognized it.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking for the
Well,
ring.
wait,
mentioned.
but like way back though, I don't remember that. Wait.
In 2 books ago or last book when
Oh, funny.
Matt and Tylan, when Matt came in as Tylan's toy and she learned that's what Tylan called.
Oh,
She saw the ring and then she's like, I want him. How much will you sell him for?
yes.
Hmm.
No, I do. But this, okay, I really want to find the end of this PO. Are we in, what chapter are we in?
As if the world were
Our
fog.
Audible is so different. What?
As if the world were fog. It's called. It's chapter 26.
Okay, I was one off. Okay, I'm in the middle of the other one. Okay.
So yeah, Tuon did not know that Matt grew up with the Dragon Reborn. Tuon doesn't know really that much about Matt at all. I don't think.
Right? She seems really like befuddled by the fact that he's Taverin.
Right. She's like Pshaw. Yeah. They get back to the camp and everyone's like, Lord Matt, Lord Matt, yeah, Lord Matt. Found out that the Shanshan camps are around. They have a camp not 30 miles north of there in Shan, but there's a bunch of them around, a bunch of these little camps that they have in maps. When Matt gets there, they start singing a song that Tuon had not heard before. The song referring to dance with Jack of the Shadows. And so I don't know if you guys had time. I wrote a couple verses of my own. Did you, Kay? Did you write?
Oh my
your own verse?
gosh, I did, but they suck because I had trouble with the cadence of the third line.
It's okay.
I was like, ah! Anyway, I do have the start of a couple. I could fill it in with just the normal third line because it seems to make sense. Or I can ramble on for a ridiculous amount of time for the third line, and you'll all know it's just me being me.
Yeah. Either way. Well, why don't we have Carrie? Why don't you sing the song?
Geez.
Start.
Okay,
what's
so
in the book there?
Just to clarify, I didn't have time to write any new lyrics, but I was trying to come up with a tune to sing the words to. So I came up with like Green Sleeves because I felt like it kind of worked out great with the
It's totally Green Sleeve. Yeah.
number of words in them. Okay. Oh geez, this is my first time singing in front of you guys, and it's live. Oh my god. Okay.
You're amazing.
And go.
We got you. And go for it.
There's some delight in ale and wine, and some in girls with ankles fine. But my delight, yes, always mine, is to dance with Jack of the Shadows.
Yeah! Yeah!
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Woo! I love it. That was so good. Carrie, I love you so much. Oh my gosh.
There's
so
another verse, but I don't know if you want to hear me keep going.
Oh, you're so amazing. You're so brave.
fucking
If you
amazing.
feel like it, go for it. You're incredible.
That's
So
awesome.
awesome. I love it.
Joe, did you write a verse?
Oh yeah, mine's way worse than hers though. We'll find young maidens to defile, make sure they don't find us hostile, finish them proper doggy style, then dance with Jack of the Shadows.
Let's go. Let's go. I wrote two. I'll read one of them right now. He'll text you up into her phone and want to hang if you're alone. Come over for a Netflix and bone and dance with Jack of the Shadows. Josh, you have one?
Good.
I didn't write one. No,
Okay. I have one more.
Josh!
I didn't get the memo.
I put it in.
Dude, I've been so busy today working.
Yeah.
Kids, life. If you had sent it like a week ago, maybe I would have had time to do it.
Well, you know, it's all right. I got one here. He'll smoke your tobacco and drink your beer and whisper in your good wife's ear. Last strap one on, right up my rear, and dance with Jack of the Shadows.
I love it. Yeah.
Nice.
Last strap one on, right up my rear. All right.
Right. I know that. I'm sorry, YouTube. We love you, YouTube. Oh, yes, we do. Kidding.
Josh, I knew about this at like 10:15.
Well, dude, I was putting
No
children
excuse.
to bed literally like 7 minutes before the show started. Okay,
Come on,
15 minutes
right
before
now.
He'll make you dance and want to sing. He'll never give you a wedding ring.
Typical.
Because all he wants is a fling.
And to dance with the Jack of the Shadows.
And to dance. All he wants is bosoms. All right, so that was us. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna do one really quick, but keep in mind I did not work on this third A. You know what? Never. Just shut the fuck up, Carissa.
All right, do it.
Good Lord. Why do I have to talk so much? Anyways. All right. Okay. Sorry. They avoid spoilers for the readers of First, right?
Nice,
I don't know.
Nice.
And choose to
Good.
chug for Ty Shar and Thirst. Anyway.
Nice.
But Matt's dagger, he is never cursed. And we dance with the Jack of the Shadows.
Let's go.
Fantastic.
Guys, I think this went really well.
It's just tough.
I'm pretty proud of myself. But apparently
My ass
everyone's
is quivering, so I'm really happy for Carrie that she got through her shit. Because man, it's hard.
They need to add it into the show, I think.
Speaking of asses quivering, I have two Tyshars right here.
Oh, nice.
Quote: smooth butt.
Yeah.
All right. Quote: stool with Solutia.
Nice.
Ew.
Gross.
Quote:
Interesting.
not
That's
deeply
some
enough.
people's thing.
All right.
Oh, everybody's thing. Okay.
Seleucia made a low sound, very like a growl.
Yeah.
Nice. Josh coming in with a home run. I don't know sports references.
No,
I am playing fantasy football for the first time this year, though, which is super fun.
Did you
Makes
win last?
football
How
more
you doing?
interesting, huh? I'm first out of, I don't know, maybe the two people. I'm not sure how to read the score yet. So
First,
it could be out of just
maybe
the
two
person
people.
that I was next to, like during the first week. I don't know, maybe first out of the 2 of the first week, or maybe it's first out of the 6. I'm not sure. I've yet to figure that out.
Jesus,
I'll let you know,
Wait, no,
though,
you
Joe.
Still
That's fucking terrible.
Oh no! Oh no!
I got another one here.
I got a couple
quote.
more too. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Quote. Down with the grunt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
With the
Toy,
crickets.
Toy
Yeah.
raised the hand holding his odd spear.
Okay.
Nice.
That's a good one.
What says that in there?
Sorry.
Odd
Um,
spear.
This is a kind of creepy one. Doman allowed Master Charin to lead Alvar off to explore.
Oh,
Oh.
dear God.
God damn, Josh.
No, no.
That was a drink.
Congratulations. The best one yet.
Creepiest one, yeah. I think I nailed the creepiest one.
I don't know what to do with my
Holy
face right now.
Sorry.
Oh.
That's where we're at.
Okay,
And
moving
on
on.
to the plain wooden box.
Not quite yet. So Matt, it
kidding.
ends
I'd
with
say
2 on
that's your-
checking out Matt. Matt, we've seen Matt with maps before. Matt loves maps. He is Waze, or he's Waze, yeah. And Tuan is getting a little stoked on it.
Getting off.
It says, quote, Tuan looked at him squatting there by the map, moving his fingers over its surface. And suddenly she saw him in a new light. A buffoon? No. A lion stuffed in a horse stall might look like a peculiar joke. The lion on the high plains was something very different. Toy was loose on the high plains now. She felt a chill.
I
Okay,
think
the
it's
way
like-
that she just sorry,
Go ahead, Krista.
Oh no, I just thought it was funny the way she just refers to him as Toy. Like it's like Toy is his first name. What is Toy doing? Toy this, Toy that. The way that's like referenced in this through her lens is so telling and just so I just liked it a lot. I thought it was so funny too. I mean, I had a good laugh, but like it's not funny, but like, it is because Toy. Are you serious? I love it.
I do come from a time before they had maps on your little black box in your pocket where you had map books. We had the Thomas Brothers guide.
What was that like?
It was, boys, pull up
I'm
a
sorry.
chair.
Joe, you're not that young. Yeah. What was that like, Grandpa?
Tell us about it.
You had to pay
Tell us about
attention.
the paper map.
We didn't have our
Tell us about your
self-driving
paper mats in the
fandangled.
glove box.
You didn't follow a blue line. You were the blue line.
Do you think Vannon's coming back like from scouting missions and just being like, "Hey, there's cops up there," and he's like marking it down?
Oh my god.
No, but Matt was like riding, and Bannon kind of popped up and said, "Hey, is that obstruction still on the road?" And you,
He's like, "No."
and then you had to,
clear.
you had
It's
to, yeah,
clear.
yeah, it's
It's
clear.
clear. It's
The bridge is open.
So, I mean, I do want to mention a couple of things before we go on from 2 on. Like,
Okay.
first off, her realizing what type of man Matt is finally is like beautiful, and that might be my favorite like paragraph in the entire book. Is this last paragraph of her viewpoint? It's really good. Robert Jordan does write evil characters being relatable really well. Like this is someone we shouldn't like, but she's so human and easy to empathize with, and like even as she's like criticizing democracy and like egalitarianism, we like relate to her.
I love this point.
Like,
Yeah.
it's really fascinating to see how he like is able to evoke that from us in the context of like who she is, how she's been treating Matt, like who the Sanshin are and what they're doing, and like all the things like that are connected to them, right? And like this is a woman who like raises Damane for fun, or Damane for fun, and like has no problem like killing her brothers and sisters. Like she's fucked. She's so fucked. And we just relate to her completely as a human being and like can empathize and like feel connected to her. It's noteworthy. It's not the first time that I've noticed this either. Like it's something he does really well, is like execute these like short, unique POVs that like connect us to people who we otherwise wouldn't feel like safe connecting to as a reader.
And you're connecting to someone who is still very foreign.
Right.
It does not lose its exotic nature just through familiarity. There's all kinds of stuff we don't know about this woman.
Right.
And the things that we learn are sometimes very creepy and sometimes kind of cool. But it helps us to empathize, even though we don't relate at all.
So the only thing that makes me think that she's redeemable is such a bad word, but I'm going to use it anyway. Like, quote, redeemable by like Randland culture is, I think it's in this section where she's like, her and Mistress Anon like debate like topics, political topics, or like socio-economic topics. And she doesn't just like say that she is an idiot or like disagree with her, but she's like, she seems like she's willing to consider other ways of viewing the world, which she could very well not be, given who she is and how she's been brought up, right?
That's a great deal, perhaps, of her likability, is the fact that she does seem to have an open mind,
right?
Even though we do see that it is closed, though. I mean, but it is. I mean, it's not entirely open.
Right.
She's still stuck in refusing to believe in Trollocs and Fades and Tavern. All this stuff are like Santa Claus to her. She does not
believe.
Yeah, but if a bird flies counterclockwise,
watch out.
Jesus, tremble.
Wintershins. God, Wintershins.
No, and this is why it's.
Is she cowering though, or is she just like, I know what's about to happen?
No.
Those are two very fucking different things. You make her out like she's like stuttering because she sees a bird. No, she's like, I know what the fuck is going down.
No, you're right, Josh. You're so right, because it could be easily dismissed as like, she could be the equivalent of a, not a psychic or like clairvoyant or like, but maybe like a gypsy type, I don't really know, but like somebody that really thinks that they know what the fuck is going on based on a bird flying counterclockwise, right? And to us, it's like, it's not gonna ever fucking happen. But in this world, it absolutely can, and it might be exactly that.
Right.
And it's easy to dismiss it, though, but it's also super relatable, too. You're right. And I think that what I wanted to say in regards to what you said about Robert Jordan writing Tuon so well, and just like people that are dislikable in general, I think you're so spot on with that. And that's why I love having these conversations with you, too, Josh, because like you see those kinds of things and the way that these characters develop, change, or just like, oh fuck, we haven't had this POV before, and it just is all of a sudden like flooring in a way that who the fuck? This is how she's thinking about? Like this is what she's thinking about? And for me, like for so many of us, that is so relatable. Like we're so misunderstood as humans all the time, and I relate to that so much. And I think people do, and you're right. Like it's just like, oh fuck, like I don't even understand myself half the time.
This is a pretty good quote from Brian. Hello, Brian.
It is, yeah. Hey, Brian.
And she does mention a few things. She's like, well, yeah, that's nonsense, but I don't have time. That's not important right now.
Right.
I'll deal with that nonsense later.
Yeah.
the whole-
To just like his beliefs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her love of the conversation she has with that one Aes Sedai who just vehemently disagrees with her.
Mhm.
That's a really cool.
That's a
part of her
Josh
character.
quality.
Well, that's not Aes Sedai, right? Wasn't it Mistress Anon?
Okay. Yeah.
Who
Right.
is actually a channeler, though no one knows it, right? She was an Aes Sedai who got kicked out of the tower. So, but Tuon doesn't know that, so she doesn't judge her as like this foul being.
Yeah, and she's
do
like,
you-
yeah, we don't have to agree, but they're not arguments or they're
Mm.
discussions, and
Right.
we're talking.
Yeah. I want to thank
Again,
everyone in
that
chat
does
for-
redeem her in my eyes a little bit for being a slave owner and all the other shit that like comes along with being Sean.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to say thank you guys for keeping the discussion cordial. Huge disagreements are happening in chat, but that's to be expected. Robert Jordan's definitely like on a knife's edge writing this character.
Yeah. No.
It-
I mean, she's really she's written in a way that the fact that any of us even have positive feelings at all about a slave owning conquering
Midget
Well, that's
ninja.
the thing is like
Midget
it
ninja.
kind of comes back to this
Don't height shame,
beautiful.
Ryan.
It kind of comes back for me to this beautiful thing that I have appreciated about Robert Jordan and his writing this whole time is that you do see these things about people that you think are absolutely terrible for the choices that they've made, but also you know how much of that was really their decision, like how
Right.
much of that really was all for them to choose and decide that they were going to be one way or the other, you know, like how much choice did Tuon really? I don't know, like I want to see her childhood now, like in a whole nother series, but
Mm.
Yeah, totally.
right.
Well, I mean,
But,
she was
like,
that threat of
yeah.
death from the day she was born.
Right.
Well, I mean,
She
the
had
whole
a-
common
yeah.
Why
thread
her
is
siblings?
Who amongst us did if the day I was born,
Dan, you almost
died.
killed me a
Her
couple
siblings
times.
are her rivals.
I almost died. Fortunately, there was a hospital there that kept me warm. But when I was first born, I was very vulnerable. I could have died.
Yeah. Thank God I was there to save you. I wrapped you in
anyway.
swaddling
So there's
clothes.
like good in everybody, right?
Great
Like the whole
segue.
common thread here is the way that Robert Jordan writes good things. Like he can find that like that thing that makes you go, okay,
Right.
maybe everybody does have something good, and their choices are maybe more a result of like everything else that they've had decided for them instead of what they've decided. And it's just a really cool perspective that I think he spins on these characters, which is nice to see in Tuon. Also, even though she's a terrible person, agreed, I get that, and I don't disagree with that. Like she's a horrible human being, but I think she's got a lot of reasons that she is like this, and they weren't all her choice. That's all.
Right.
You know, she is a billboard to get out and travel, man. Get out, see the world.
Just
change
see
your-
the world.
see the
So
world, change your
true.
points. Yeah, just
You were
walk a
raised in a
moccasin.
horrible situation.
And your horizons, children. It's
Good.
not all to be found in one place
Tuon, go climb a
or
rock.
one culture.
Hey, are those lips real or are those fillers? Because they're
They're looking
plump.
good.
They are
You know,
plump.
The dude that plays parent, because that's who I'm drawing.
Anything else about
I love
Tuon
it.
before we jump to Perrin's point of view?
So I'm
Beautiful.
go ahead, Carrie.
So there was a few things I wanted to mention. So when Matt was looking over the maps and he's starting to plan this little battle thing, he was told that there's, a supply camp nearby, and I just got this feeling that that's the same supply camp that Perrin was at, where he was getting the 4 recruits. So I'm like, oh my god, these guys are so close together, but they don't know it, and it's frustrating. I want a Matt and Perrin reunion now.
That would have been amazing.
Nice. That would have been.
Could still happen.
What if they were just like crossing paths as they do in the show, and they just like happen to see each other? They're like, "What's up? What, buddy? You too? You're also here for this? That's
It's just like a buddy comedy.
What
It just becomes really non-serious really quickly. Yeah.
have there been any Outrigger books written by like fan fiction about these people? I wonder if that's something that I know there's
At WalkCon every year. One that I'm not allowed to go to.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
Soon. Another year.
All right. So Tuan. We're gonna put Tuan to bed. Bye, Tuan. Open parent store.
Yes, please.
Hi, parent. Parent is
Are you
at
going upset?
parent. It is
That was Pepsi money ruining my mojo.
it is
Really?
nighttime. Aaron and his buddies, they're all at the Stone Aqueduct. And we're seeing the plan in motion. They're dumping the fork root, and it looks like all like people are going down in the aqueduct to just pop out of the water and save fire. Or I don't know what it is.
It
they're
should be
going
like
into-
hella Predator, Dan. Just remember Predator?
of course.
Yeah, they come out of the water with their guns ablazing.
Oh, right. Cool it. Tyshar here. It was hard now that he was close. Very hard.
No.
I also kind of forgot that parents' eyes glow in the dark. Do you guys
jeez.
remember that or realize that whenever parents like at night, his eyes are glowing, guys?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
like
not
a
remembering
wolf.
that.
I don't know if they glow or they just look like a wolves when you shine light on
He
them.
said he avoided looking at a parent whose golden eyes would be glowing in the night.
That's crazy.
Okay, yeah, but that is a
Well,
good
that-
question. Is
yeah.
it more like
I'm with you,
battery
Ryan.
operated, or is it like a glow stick where you get a certain amount of time before
Is
they
it like
dim
a
out
cracker
and have to
stick?
be recharged by like sunlight
Yeah,
or
it's
something,
it's paint. It's glow
or put in
paint.
the freezer?
It's
Like
cool.
it's
Yeah,
recharged.
Yeah,
Hi,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like-
Nice.
Hi.
Got
Oh,
a
it's
little
nighttime,
supply
yeah.
of it.
Oh, here comes the sun.
Here comes the sun.
All right, yeah, yeah.
What?
This is a good
Yeah,
time to
that's
say is like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
We're here for you.
I got another Tyshar quote. Robert Kirkland came a little behind them.
Just a little. Just a little
Just
bit.
little bit of gum.
Just a bit.
Elias is going in. Elias, they're like, Elias, et tu, Elias? He's like, oh, I should have trimmed my beard like yours, sheep herder. Ha ha ha. He's like, cold bath. Yeah, he did they're all doing cold plunges, by the way. Very good
Yeah,
for the
right?
circulation.
No, there's no real science to that.
Another
Sorry, I
Tyshar.
listened to a very intense podcast.
Hi. Quote: if he were actually inside Malden, he was not sure he could restrain himself.
Yeah.
Another one. Tyshar,
I like
quote: hoisting himself up to reach a hand down inside.
To reach a what?
A
hand.
hand down inside.
Oh, a hand. I thought you said a ham. I was like,
Hand.
what is he doing?
That's
with the
even
ham?
better.
I
Yeah.
did not
Let me reach that ham down.
see that.
You gotta reach that
So
hand down.
Gall is even going. Gall's like, yep. Apparently, Gall's in a weird spot, guys, because Shiad and Bane are actually like they're legit prisoners. This is what they believe. They got a year and a day, but Gall's going in anyway. What are your thoughts? I guess about what. Because they're having a rescue party. Are they going to get Bane and Shiad out? It says, here's what it says. I heard you talking when they thought I wasn't listening. Unlike your wife and the others, Shiad is properly Gaishan. Bane too, but I care nothing about her. Shiad still has the rest of her year and a day to serve after we rescue her. When a man has a woman as Gaishan or a woman a man. Sometimes a marriage wreath is made as soon as white is put off. It is not uncommon, but I heard the maiden say she would reach Chiad first to keep her from me. So he's going in there hoping to get married? Is that what he's doing?
No, he's saying that he can assume her period of being a servant, and she'll serve him until her year and a day are up, and then the marriage wreath can be presented at that moment.
Oh, so you can steal their Gaishan?
Well, he can go in and defeat them, and then their Gaishan becomes theirs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or they can take them in battle, I guess.
But they get credit for time served.
But what is this whole thing about them trying to get to Chiad first? What is that all about?
What is it about Bane trying to get to Chiad first?
No, then him overhearing that the maidens were going to get to Chiad first, so before him.
Oh, because if the maidens take him, then it won't become his Gaishan. She won't become his Gaishan.
Why would they want that? They don't like it?
Because he wants her to serve him for her time period so that they can get married immediately afterwards.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's what says.
Okay.
Dude, I love watching the hair work.
This is amazing. Oh my gosh.
Joe right now is as busy as a one-armed man plastering a ceiling.
Plastering the ceiling.
That was one of the best quotes.
Yeah, that's the best
ever.
drinking obligation. Hubba hubba.
What the fuck?
What, plastering the
Also,
ceiling?
With one arm, yeah,
a
baby.
one-armed man. Also, it's just a giant foreshadowing. Don't you think?
One armed, yes.
Tyshar,
Why
quote.
would he use that as a weird
Wait.
camera?
Wow.
That deserves. My bad. Yeah, mind blown.
Quote.
Ah,
Petting them and stroking them.
nice.
Sure.
Quote. Just a lick and a promise from a brush.
From a brush?
Just
Oh my
a
God.
lick and a promise. Just a lick and a promise.
Just a lick and a
Just
promise.
lick and
Yeah.
a promise from a brush. I'm gonna put that as my YouTube description.
No, Dan adds from a brush because he's just constantly confessing live. It's his whole thing.
I mean, I did tell my
So
daughter
funny.
when her hair was a mess, you look like you've only had a lick from a
Lick and a promise. We hear that the Children of the Light are on the move. There's 7,000, about 50 miles from the camp. Seems like they're deserters. Kalad, but they don't know quite everything. The guy had to tell them that Kalad killed Valda, and led them to leave the Shanshan cause. But I guess there's a standing oath that any of these men need to be killed as soon as found.
Shido spotted the butt end of it in the Malden end.
Nice. Nice. All right, here you go. The pressure was building.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Aram's a dirty drunk right now.
Yeah, dude, okay. Aram's problematic.
Aaron
Yeah.
is a little problematic.
We did predict that he was going to turn out to be a POS.
I will be
We
right back. Keep
did.
talking.
You did.
Yeah, he's
I also
like.
love how there's
yeah.
a Damodred involved in this whole situation, though. It just,
Right?
yeah,
They're
it makes me
everywhere.
think like somebody's. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they are pretty everywhere.
You don't notice it until you really. Yeah, but yeah, that family,
Are
they're all over. The
Like
place.
they just like slide in though, like without a big announcement of any kind. It's just like, oh, hi. All of a sudden, like there's Moraine's ancient cousin, like
Yeah.
pulling strings for her. You know, like it's so,
Right.
it's good. I like it. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. No, yeah. So he wouldn't let Aram come down into the secret tunnel mission because he thinks he's too erratic and impulsive. So he's like, yeah, heel dog. Okay, stay by me. I got you. What's next?
All right,
yes.
No, I just walked back in, and the picture looks like what's his name? The guy from Taxi, Reverend Jim.
Oh my God.
The guy who was later Doc Brown. Oh no, he's like.
Oh my God. Oh, I don't know.
What was his name? Christopher Lloyd? Something.
Lloyd.
yeah.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it looked like Stephen Wright.
Really?
Okay, I love Stephen Wright too. Sure.
All right.
Oh, I really was digging the
Kramer?
half white stripe down half of his upper skull. That was fun.
Well,
Yeah, give him a
so-
Cruella DeVille stripe.
Yeah, split hairdo. He's like, I'm Perrin, and I love my wolf friend.
It looks like
And
we
all
got a
the doggy
Tyshawn
dogs.
from Christian
Yeah,
Rapper.
they quote. Yeah, it's special
Just
powers when you
slide
quote.
in.
Yes.
I have one kind of.
Christian! Hi, what's up?
I have one kind of related to that too. They were very disciplined. When a man slipped in, as happened with some regularity, there was no cursing or even mutters. They just got up.
They just got up.
They just shut up.
Before this chapter ends, the world ripples thrice times.
Yeah.
All right, so that tells us that this is happening concurrently with like chapter 2.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Right?
Thank you, Josh. Yes,
Isn't that
exactly.
where
'Cause
we-
it's like, is that then like, are we then? Do we go exactly? Do we go back and now we're just seeing
Yeah.
this, and then now it's rippling?
Non-linear time again in the books. Yeah, just
Ah,
Is that what you
yeah,
guys
because
think?
everyone turns to mist, and like
it's
just
the same
as
thing
before.
happens. They're like, what the fuck? Like,
Right.
and it happens 3 times, and they turn to mist on the last one. Yeah, so I mean, it feels like we've had a couple of different, time has been sliced up, and we know time has been passing weirdly because like Egwene was taken on the last chapter of the last book, and she's on like day 9 at the end of the chapter of her point of view, right? So it starts on day 1
Ah.
of her capture.
Oh my God, I did not catch that at all, Josh.
So yeah, next chapter goes all the way back to the moment that the last book ended, basically.
Oh my
Only
goodness.
9 days of just getting beaten senseless, and she get honey. in her
Only
tea
9.
And a standing O.
That's it. That's all.
She's
Just
good.
9.
Yes, guys.
So good. So good. Standing O, honey in the tea.
They are like it's like Rudy.
Standing out.
They're Egwene.
I think standing
Um,
O might be a drinking obligation as well. Oh my God, my voice keeps going up.
The standing
That's
up.
amazing, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll be
Anything
here all
else
day.
with Perrin before we move on to Fael's tiny little POV?
Yeah. He mentions that Berlane's scent is no longer that of a hunting cat, but rather patience and resolve.
Yeah.
So she's finally accepting that he loves Fael.
I think she's just gotten more respect for him, and he for her too, in a sense that they've been on this journey together, and like that she supported him the whole way, in spite of him feeling like she would not. Her basically making everyone think that they slept together.
Yeah.
Oh my
But she
gosh,
still hasn't
look at
publicly
this.
denied.
This
Right.
book is only a week. The last 3 books are only 57 days.
Oh wow.
Dang.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is just so much packed into this amount of time.
Wait, there was a part where he mentioned that there's 2 additional groups of Aiel headed this way in about 3 days.
Right.
Are
Yeah,
those
what do you
groups
make- how
that
do you make
we've
it?
been following, or are these just new groups that we haven't read about yet? I don't know.
No. Well, we know that this is scheduled. The attack is to be in 2 days.
Right.
That's what he told the wolves. That's what he also told Grady. He's like, hey, and in 2 days you're gonna be busy as a one-armed plasterer.
Faster.
Yeah, and he has a bunch of knots. He has so many knots now. Let's move on to Fail.
Such a
Why-
good likeness, Joe.
Say again?
I said it's such a good likeness, Joe. Love it.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Joe, is this
Oh
from
my
memory
gosh.
or do you have an image you're working with?
Oh no, I've been pulling up references and stuff.
Okay.
He's
You're
yeah.
allowed.
Look at his Google search. It's like how
Don't
to
make
draw
him speak.
Marcus Redish.
Yeah.
How to draw cool.
Make him
I mean, if I was
hair.
good, I could draw.
He's getting step by step. He's just following a step by
Look
step
at this
YouTube.
though.
Yeah.
Like
All right, for Kids Hub.
he just like sketches out. Did you see what he did at first? He like sketched out like I don't even know how to think that many steps ahead in anything in my life. Like how do you do that with a whole photo? You know, like oh well, his face, like his forehead's got to be right here, and the angle of his. I don't understand it. It's
Yeah,
so
like
good.
these lines on
You're
his
so
face from his.
talented.
Yeah, no, it's like you study. They teach you that shit, right? In Harvard, you went to
I'm just
Harvard,
kind
right?
of-
Harvard.
So, Kay's talking
make it
about this.
How you like them apples?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I kind of just like blocked out real quick, so I could, you know, see
But,
where
like,
things
what
were,
the
so I can then fill it in. You know, like it just. I don't know.
I mean, that makes sense, like in a logical way, Joe.
Doink. From there, from that to that.
I
Yeah,
don't
from
expect
this,
that
from
to, like,
this
it's
to
so-
that. Yeah.
I like the Iron Man.
It's so
like, eyes.
logical, though. And this is so artistic. I don't understand how people are able to like merge the two. Oftentimes, you're really talented. That's all. It's really good.
Oh well, thank you. Thank you.
All
All right, let's jump to
Just
Fail.
shut
We
up,
still have
Joe.
another
Keep
chapter.
drawing. For fuck's sakes.
Is that all right?
Talking.
All right, after
Okay, yes,
after
go.
this little bit, we're going to Rand, Joe. So get ready for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Fael is there. So ask me, guys, or answer me, please.
No.
Fael is actually kind of thriving a little bit in this camp. It says that more than 20 wetland Gaishan have begged to be allowed to swear fealty just since sunrise. 3/8 suggested rising up and doing, but she's building up like a little community of rebels that are swearing fealty. I mean, is this Tavarin shit?
Sure seems like it.
Okay.
So would that mean that Fael, Nynaeve, Egwene, and Elaine are all Tavarin too? I know we've talked about that, but
I mean, yeah, we got Fael doing some influencing a lot of people around her.
also a natural born leader, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, real quick, I gotta accentuate this. So first, Luz Jr. says Bob Ross made it look easy too, but in both cases, I am blown away.
Agreed.
Jay Jorgensen says, "Happy little
Happy
wolves."
little wolves. All right.
JG, I just said your name wrong. JG, the goat.
Roland is trying to get her to play a kissing game. He's like, yeah, all the kids play it. It's a little baby game. What, you don't want to do a little baby game? It's just a little kissing. He's like, we could start with the kissing game children play, though the forfeits in that are sometimes embarrassing. In a game adults play, the forfeits are fun. Losing can be as pleasant as winning. She's like, well, I ain't got time. She sees Galena. Galena's like, just walks right up and just smacks her. Because she's like, where's it? Where's the fucking thing? Where's it? She's like, well, first you got to tell me that my friends are coming with you. You got to tell me. Suddenly she's smacked. She's like on the ground. She's like, what? Oh, she didn't go on the ground. She gets smacked, and then she just turns around and smacks Galena back super hard. Everyone whipped out their cell phones. I heard someone yell, Free World, or what was it? Juice World?
What?
No, 5-star.
Free,
hip-hop,
what,
or-
5-star? World Star? Yeah,
World
that's what it was. Yeah,
What?
okay.
So when did
Congrats, you're the
Fael
only two that got that.
When did Fael feel the 3 ripples? Was that a couple chapters ago? It wasn't this chapter, right?
It was not this chapter.
So
It was last one, I think.
So
Egwin felt them too. And remember, she was going around and helping all the novices feel better. No, wait, is that right? No, did
I don't
she,
think we've seen. No, it's kind of localized. That's what I was trying to remember. Like, which of the characters have seen it? God, it's such a. So, how many seals are left right now? Are there 3 seals left? 4 of the Dark One's prison.
3 or 4. Yeah.
So, could these be 3 of the last seals breaking?
Do you think that like the seals breaking would mean a shift in the way that time works?
I think, and well, it would mean that Tarmangaiden started. The last battle started. If the Dark One is the Great Lord that emerged from his slumber, right?
Okay.
I think.
No, that makes sense.
These are all
Like maybe everything has to come together. Like maybe all the voices of the past lives like are all lining up or something, and they're all going to battle together. Like maybe Luz Theron is going to be there too.
Yeah.
Somehow.
I feel
Some way.
didn't Moradin talk about how many seals there were and that they needed to find them? A few shows ago.
I don't know. Probably.
Crane.
So
I'll look
Galena,
for it.
go ahead.
I'll look for it. Go ahead.
Galena does tell her because she's like, you got to tell me. She's like, I will take you and your friends with me. I leave tomorrow. If you have it, if not, Savannah will know within the hour. And she's like, yeah, it's hidden in town. I'll get it for you now. And she's like, no, let's do it tomorrow. I'll meet you in town. I'll mark one of them broken buildings with the red flag.
Patrick, you're hilarious.
She's like, well, I said, I don't lie. Awesome. We got a ticket to ride, and she don't care.
Funny.
Got a ticket to ride.
And she's like, well,
I appreciate Patrick giving us his mugshot for every time he chats.
Patrick.
And that is how the
Live in the
chapter
face.
ends. What about this chapter? Did I miss what you want to talk about?
Galena seemed almost a wild thing.
She does, yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
Night, Jesse.
Unpredictable.
Night. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. How can I find a woman like that? If we don't have anything else, I'll jump right to Rand. Chapter 27. It is called A Plain Wooden Box, and it has the dragon as the icon. Rand is in Altara. He's hanging out on a hilltop. Been there for about 2 hours. He's dressed to impress. He has a big meeting. He's meeting the daughter of the Nine Moons, man. This is awesome. But everyone is smelling a trap. They're like, this doesn't seem right. And he's like, I know, but we're all good. Remember? Dragon? Right. Remember? You guys channel and are very scary.
Very scary.
We got this. They go to the manor house, and these what are they? Damane and Seldon come out, like 6 of them, 6 pairs come out, make a line, and out comes the daughter of the Nine Moons. She's covered up. She's small. She's dark. She's puts Rand at ease seeing her. He's like, well, there goes the trap, right? However, there was a flicker, a couple of them, and the daughter of the Nine Moons turned into some taller woman wearing black.
So what happened with this flicker? And I did find it. The chapter's at the gardens, chapter 3. The seals, indeed, they must be found. Only 3 remain, all in Althar's possession, though I doubt he has them with him.
Yep.
God, that's
Good
amazing.
pull.
Bye, Winners Lady.
Thank you,
Nice.
Wadaholic.
Flicker, flicker.
So-
Bam!
What caused the flickers? Was it the Damane ex Damane channeling? Was it the three things that we saw? Was it the three ripples that we saw? If so, why do we not see the other characters being like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Uh-huh.
Wait, but don't they hear murmurs outside about like wait, I thought she heard murmurs outside about other people having experienced the same thing, or no?
Let's see.
I'm like, I might be making
right.
that up. I don't know why.
I do have a Taishar while we're here. I'll just say it.
Yeah,
Quote, and Min came too.
Nice. I'm so happy for her.
Wait, it goes on.
All right, so remember,
Here's one more to
I
balance the
wondered
honors.
this whole time.
All right, let's try not to
hoping for
answer
that.
our first-time readers' questions because we like them ignorant and dumb.
Yeah. We're
Oh my
we're-
gosh.
Yeah, we're not answering questions. We're just like,
Oh, okay. Cat Swain says, "No," Cat Swain replied grimly, "but I can do something about it once we're closer."
Uh-huh.
So Cat Swain is the one who interrupted it. Okay. I feel like I remember it now, but
I mean, it's got to be something rare for. I mean, like she was surprised. Like she was like, "What the?"
well, it's one of. We know that Cat Swain's adorned in Terangrial and Sangreal, as is Nynaeve. So it says, "No," Cat Swain replied grimly, "but I can do something about it once we're closer." Her golden hair ornament swayed as she tossed her cloak back as the one masked with the sword. Definitely seems to imply it's one of her Terangrial that she used, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes, absolutely. But then they also reference, like Nynaeve, I think, says later on, like, "Oh my gosh, if Cad Swain and I didn't have our Terangrials during that." Anyways, we can get there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, all
we're
fucked.
jump ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Then yeah,
I got
yeah. Mhm.
I got another Taishar guys here, guy. Quote,
Me too. I was like, what? Yeah,
he
go.
felt Logain and the other two men seize.
Oh my god. Yes,
Mhm.
I'm so happy for that.
Logain was fiddling with his girth too, and Narishima was watching Sandamir.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Girth.
Jesus Christ, Robert!
Wow. He did not hold
He's
back.
like,
He's
he's
like,
like, I'm
"Guess
gonna go
what?
out with a bang.
Yeah.
Letting it
Go ahead, Chris.
all
I didn't mean to talk
wow.
over you, Chris. I'm sorry.
No, you didn't. I'm just
Fingering his girth.
I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Fingering the girth. I'm so happy. This is
Which makes you
amazing.
think he's
Okay,
like
he
playing it
opened
like
his
a
mouth.
flute.
Oh.
Yeah,
Right?
Rand can't feel Cad Swain or Nynaeve channel. It says that they had masked their ability and with it shielded him from sensing the power in them. Men had had few advantages over women when it came to channeling, but now they had lost those few while women retained all theirs.
This is the way.
All right. I got to make a point here. Perineum just means Taishar. That's where I come.
Yeah.
Vote. no.
All right. I'll always drink to perineum.
Nice. All right. He opened his mouth and she arched an eyebrow. Also, you stay behind me once we get there.
Nice.
Yeah. Rand forgot the safe word, which is really what happened.
It's kind of.
I think so.
So what do you
it
think?
says-
He just tried to block something that was attacking him, and he just
Okay,
like,
I have
just-
a lot to say about this, so I should
So
probably.
it says, Semiraj, he says, he reached for the source and found Luce there and calling for it too, each of them jostling the other side from reaching it. Semiraj flicked her hand and a small ball of fire streaked toward him from her fingertips. She might have shouted something in order. He could not leap aside. Min stood right behind him. Frantically trying to see Sidene, he flung up the hand holding the dragon scepter in desperation. The world seemed to explode in fire.
Uh-huh.
Drink, because there were so many.
That's
where
how
his
I
hand-
reacted to cooties when I was a child.
It said he looked
Right?
looking at the dragon scepter, what was left of it, the spear point, and a few inches of charred haft lay 3 paces away. The crown of swords lay beyond it. See where his hand had been, only a mangled, blackened, ruined remained, a stub sticking out of a cuff that gave off thin streamers of smoke.
Damn it.
So,
That's like Gaza Strip right there.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
ladies, anything you want to say about this scene?
Huh? What?
Anything you want to say about this scene? What do you make of like what happened here?
I'm personally confused. Like, I don't understand what he really did. Like,
So
if they've already, like, I don't know. I'm confused on this part.
the symbolism of this is like really fucking interesting. So the important bit comes later. Nynaeve is like, there's something wrong with your eyes.
Yep.
And Rand says the black flecks disappeared as he looked, but he sees everything as though underwater, and black flecks shimmered through his vision. So Rand, I mean, my theory is Rand used the true power. to
Yes.
protect
Oh,
himself.
for sure.
And the Sa'a are
That
in his
seems
eye.
obvious.
And I'm glad. But
You're
the
glad?
symbolism of, I'm glad, I said. The symbolism of the crown being shocked off his head and the dragon and the scepter being destroyed is like so poignant about. So we know the Sa'a, the true power is like a drug from hearing the Forsaken talk about it. And so if he is able to choose to seize the true power through his link to Moradin, once he's used it once, in theory, he'll become addicted. And for me, the symbolism of the crown being thrown off his head and the dragon scepter being destroyed shows his loss of himself. And again, this is totally tails on my theory of like why Egwene has to be the hero of the story and not Rand, is because he's going to become addicted to the true power and unable to like play his role as the Dragon Reborn anymore, and therefore loses himself to this essentially. Maybe he can control himself, dude.
Okay.
You know,
Can I say something really quick?
absolutely.
You're so amazing. I love this, Josh, so much. I have a thing that I had underlined, and I think it directly ties into what you're saying. Just because, okay, well, I'll just read it. Okay, when he was halfway to the house, and this is right before Nynaeve goes to like help him with his hand, arm,
Yeah, she
sight,
tried to give him a hand?
all of the things. Yeah,
With that?
she tries to give him a hand with that situation.
All right, I'm out. I retire, champ.
I mean, halfway to the house just feels like such a good way to like say he's going to the halfway house, and that he like there is an addiction here, right?
Yeah.
Like it just.
No, I love that. I love
mean-
that. That's awesome.
Now, okay, so let's take that forward. So, Josh, if that happened, what function did it do for him?
So it protected him, obviously, but so this gets back to my idea. Okay, so if the 3 seals just broke and the Forsaken are finally like, oh, it's our time to interfere actively in the world rather than just letting the Lord of Chaos reign. Like, I feel like all of the books until now have just been them kind of in the sidelines, like playing that game. We haven't seen that game in a while, but what was the name of the game that they all played with like
Game of Houses?
Snakes and Foxes? No, the Game of
no,
Houses.
the Super
Tune in Tokyo?
Not the Snakes and Foxes.
No, the Forsaken played this game where like real lives were on the line. This is like from many books ago, but we see them playing this game together that's like
Is it
ultra high
Stones?
stakes. It wasn't Stones. No.
Luz Jr. sang Sha Ra?
Maybe that is it. I don't remember the name, but I know that they play this game.
How do you remember any of this? That's
Wow.
amazing. How do you keep this in that teeny tiny hat of yours?
Exactly. That
Yeah, yeah.
going away. But so I mean, it doesn't really matter the name of the game, but in a way, they've all just been playing a game with the world up until now. If the last seals are broken and they're like, oh, finally, like we can really fuck with the world, which it sure seems like Semmerhaj is doing here. Okay, so the Forsaken are like attacking the world finally. So I thought that to access the true power, you had to be like granted. Well, I don't know. Do you need to be granted access by the Great Lord to access the true power? Is that what the like tendrils are that connect the Forsaken to the Dark One? Or is
Oh
it
my god.
Well, did he? I mean, let's go all the way back to the first book.
for the first book? Yeah, exactly. That was the
Right?
tendril.
Is this emanating from that?
Is it?
Or is
And-
is it him touching with Moradin, crossing streams?
Well, no, I mean, Rand is getting access to that through touching streams with Moradin for sure. Well, or it's that the Great Lord wants to turn him, and is therefore like, oh, go ahead. I'm
He
going to let
dosed
you do
him?
this highly addictive thing.
Yeah, he's like, here,
Yeah.
taste the
Broken,
fucking,
right?
taste
Dude,
it,
fucking-
taste
he's
it.
just
It'll
on the corner
corrupt
of the
you
street.
faster. Oh
Push her,
my god,
man.
seriously, he's
Feel my push.
slanging the true power.
Yeah. Either is a possibility. The ultimate outcome is the same. Rand can become addicted to this thing and be turned. Because that's what they've been trying to do to him, right? They tried at first to like kill him and overwhelm him. Fucking Ishamael dies and has to be reborn as Moradin because he fails at that. So now Moradin's like, no, we aren't going to kill Rand. He's mine. We're just going to fuck with him and try and turn him. So that's what they've been
So
trying to do.
seriously,
Yeah. So what's
it does
Cimarron
feel
doing right
more,
now?
more like,
What's that, Kay?
it does feel more and more like all of these timelines are going to line up for the last battle. You know what I mean? It feels like everybody's going to be there. Like
Yeah.
it feels more and more like that is where we're headed.
Yeah, the
You know,
momentum.
because like, yeah, this momentum is just bizarre. This is so fucking weird. Everything you're saying, Josh, I don't know how you retain this information and then are able to like cross something.
Close reading. Close reading is what it's called. But yeah.
Close reading, but you're like able to like cross sectionalize things
Don't
that
explain
I
it,
don't
Bragg.
know had anything to do
No.
with anything ever,
I-
and it's amazing. It's
So
good.
here's a
So Ryan,
question.
I want to answer
Who-
your question. Hang on, the question you already
Yeah.
asked before you.
I got
ask
so many.
Semmerhaj. So could Semmerhaj be set up? Have been set up by the Great Lord to like fail, so that Rand would use the true power,
Uh-huh.
or was
Ah.
Semmerhaj given clearance to do this and it's just coincident? I mean, does it really matter?
Well, the
Like,
first one's really a Trumpy way to think about things, isn't it?
it is, yeah, absolutely.
All right, I got two questions. So
Bad time.
who used the true power then? Was it Luz or Rand?
Oh, right. Thank you, Ryan. I wrote about this in text too. One way to look at this
Ooh.
is that Moradin wants to kill Rand himself,
One way.
therefore use the true power to protect Rand. So Rand didn't actually use the true power, but Moradin,
Oh.
through Rand, used the true power to protect him because Luz and Rand were fighting over the one power and couldn't protect themselves. Another way to look at it is Rand reached through Moradin and used the true power to protect himself, not knowing what it was, but just feeling this like whatever sense of. I mean, Rand has talked about it before, right? Like when he's in, what does he call like the flame? Stillness or something?
The void.
The void. When he's in the void, like if we go back many shows to like see like episode 40, like we talk about how there are characters who realize there's something other than the one power out there. We don't learn what it is for a few more books, and we learn eventually it's the true power. But there is this thing that's not separated into male and female components that's available to channelers, though no one knows what
Or
it
the
is.
they theirs situation.
Right?
They them there. Yeah.
And now we know what that is. It's this other thing that in theory is the Dark One's access. We don't really know what it is yet, I guess. I mean, that's the bottom line. But there's so many ways this could have gone. It could also be Luz Theron grabbed the true power because he had been granted it in some past life, right? Any of those are possible.
Or maybe the other end of it, you know, like maybe just the other side of that Rand couldn't access. You know, I never remember which one's Sidene, Sidar, but
Right.
you know, the male half, and then like maybe Luz was able to grab the other half or something, and they worked together. Also, do you think that maybe when Min said, or wait, was it Min? No, the Aelfin or Elfin, one of those predicted that like Rand has to die to live. Do you think maybe like Luz has to die for Rand to live? I know this is a little bit off.
No,
I
it's-
like that.
Yeah,
It's
go.
I like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
question.
Just
That's
the
a good
thought I
question.
had, I was thinking about Luz and like how I feel like he's just gonna become like a much bigger part of this whole thing, and just going with
So
that.
does Rand have to kill Luz in order to become himself?
No,
And
but just does Luz have to die? I don't know if Rand has to kill him. Maybe,
Oh,
Luz
yeah, yeah.
wants
maybe,
to
maybe
die.
not.
Luz
But
does
does
want
he
to
just have
die.
to? Right, he wants to die. In theory, he's already been dead. But our timelines are doing something very peculiar, and we're not sure where everything exactly lines up.
Doesn't
now.
she say something about this? Doesn't she say like? Doesn't Semirhage speak directly to this? Like on
Does she?
the next
Yep.
page? Yeah, she does. She says like,
Oh,
he hears a literal voice in his mind, and it's actually worse than you think because not even Grendel could call someone back once they get to this point from madness. I forget where that is exactly.
Oh, it's when she's explaining. So she says,
Here it is. He's insane, she said coolly.
Yeah.
Standing there stiff as a statue, Min's knife hilt still sticking out from her collarbone, and the front of her black dress glistening with blood. She might have been a queen on her throne. Grendel could explain better than I. Madness was her specialty. I will try, however. You know of people who hear voices in their heads? Sometimes, very rarely, the voices they hear are voices of past lives. Lanfear claimed he knew things from our own age, things only Luz Theron Telamon could know. Clearly, he's hearing Luz Theron's voice. It makes no difference that his voice is real, however. In fact, that makes the situation worse. Even Grendel usually failed to achieve reintegration with someone who had heard a real voice. I understand the descent into terminal madness can be abrupt.
Yeah.
yes.
Right after that, I love this line so much. Rand lost his hand, and it says, quote, her grip on his arm tightened, and he tried to put a hand over hers. Too late, he remembered and snatched the nub of his hand away, but not before it had touched her. Nothing in the bond wavered by a hair.
Yeah, I love that too. So good.
That's a good detail to add in. Is
Right. Like how much of this is Vietnam War shit too? You know? Like,
yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, so right. I mean, everything from like the succumbing to temptations, drugs of sorts. We know that so many people came back so completely fucked from the different various like very intoxicating drugs that were there, which we're talking about like this true power thing and all of this intoxication in that way. And then also we have these battle wounds that are just devastating, and this sexual like horrifying thing. Ugh, it's just in slavery and every aspect of it, right? It feels like every fucking aspect that he went through we're seeing reflected in these stories. It's fascinating.
No, totally.
Yeah. He talked about phantom limbs. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they emphasize through Min's perspective, which is great, that he literally is moved on.
Yeah.
from it.
Doesn't feel it at all. Doesn't like it's. He's already moved past it. He doesn't like recognize it as even having been a thing. Basically, like it seems like that's the concept, which seems so bizarre, right? Like, but
Uh-huh.
to me, I've never been in a war. It
Well,
just
there's
seems
also-
like fucking crap. That's very Go ahead. What else?
I was gonna say, there's also this aspect of like, and I have a problem with this as a concept, but I recognize what he's trying to do, which is there's this notion of greatness that is portrayed about Rand, that like this is a human who's become an Ubermensch, who has been put in a situation that history has deemed they need to transcend their own humanness to like serve a higher purpose, and that humans are capable of becoming that thing, and that Rand embodies that in a way, even in his flaws and in his like failings. He like puts himself, he becomes the Messiah in the sense of like putting himself second to the world.
Yeah, to the
Yeah.
purpose, right? To the
And
end
to the purpose
result.
of his life. And
Mhm.
I have complicated as fuck feelings about that. And like, there's a lot of ways we don't need to get into right now to talk and think about the socio-political, economic, the religious spiritual aspects of all of that. But I do appreciate the way that that's conveyed, even though I have issues with the idea of it as a whole and whether it's valuable for us as a society to like
Yeah.
those kinds of
Well said.
states of being.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels pretty aggressive.
It
Carrie,
does.
we haven't heard from you much this chapter. Where are you at? What's up?
Carrie, are you talking to me? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let's get you in the conversation.
Well, I mean, Josh basically hurt my brain with all those theories. Yes. Okay. So my follow-up question to all that was, okay, he gave theories about how he accessed the power, but my question is, what happened after he used
Mhm.
that power? Like, what happened? Like, I was confused about, okay, did they somehow disarm the bad guys and now they're prisoners? Like, what really happened? I was a little bit confused.
Right.
Oh,
and he
right.
lost
What happened in the battle, right?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question.
How does he survive, and what happens in the battle? Are two really interesting questions. I mean, I think the good guys won. Star Wars, it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll call them quote unquote good guys, Josh.
Quote unquote good
as we
guys.
are
Thank you.
Yeah.
The protagonists of the story win.
Yeah.
The Ashaman and Logain and the Aes Sedai are enough to overwhelm the Seanchan, who didn't know what they were getting into, and Semirhage.
Right.
Now, what happens when Rand channels the true power? Well, he protects himself somehow, or he is protected and only loses a hand and the dragon scepter rather than his life.
Was he trying to kill the Forsaken?
No, he was trying to. He couldn't do anything because he couldn't channel the one power, because him and Luce were jostling each other aside. And somehow the true power, or something looking very much like it that leaves the Sa'a in your eyes, is channeled and saves his life. He only ends up on the ground, knocked out, having lost a few seconds, realizing that the battle's still going on around him. And he realized he lost his hand, and the dragon scepters that held it. The hand that held the dragon scepter is gone, and the dragon scepter is split in half, and the crown is knocked off his head.
I guess
Now,
it's
do you
stuck a
think
tiny
anybody
bit of-
else noticed it? I'm sorry. Now, do you think anybody else noticed this?
The true power being used?
Yeah.
Presumably Semirhage, but certainly Nynaeve is like, what's going on with your eyes?
Yeah.
She's like, there's something wrong with your eyes. And then the black flecks go away, and he's like, I still say everything looks like it's underwater, but I'm fine.
What? So you had said that there was a battle going on. There really wasn't. It seems like he got hit, comes to, and Semirhage is like bound by air. So that means Logain did not just send a death gate at her.
Right.
Why not?
Presumably it was the Aes Sedai who trapped her with hair, not the Ashamans, but there are a bunch of Ashaman there too, right?
Yeah, why didn't they just straight out kill her?
Yeah, Dana Lou, real quick. Yeah, it doesn't say Sa'a. It just mentions flecks in his eyes.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
they are
black
making
fleck.
that connection. That's what Josh's theory is.
Yeah.
Black flecks shimmered in his vision, and everything seemed faintly hazy as if seen through water. Where was he? What happened? And then Nynaeve says, after healing him,
Where or when?
There's something wrong with your eyes, she says with a frown. I'm afraid to try fixing that without studying on. How well
Right.
can you see? How many fingers am I holding up? He's like, 2, I can see fine. It says the black flecks were gone, but everything still seemed seen through underwater.
2, I can see fine. He lied.
Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
In detail.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right,
So,
to answer.
And what would
real
have been
quick-
the outcome if she had tried to if she had tried to like fix that black shit in his eyes? Like if she had tried to fix
Thank
that.
you,
This
Nanda.
is something that like needs to happen. So like is it Tavern is like
Ooh.
keeping her from not
Nice.
fixing it? Is it like Rand's just like perseverance over the fact that like he's just like, no, I'm fine. Or yeah, what that it doesn't seem like Nynaeve to just give up and be like, oh, you're fine? Okay, I believe you. Let's move on.
Well, she's been kind of put into that position repeatedly over the last couple of The last couple of times we've seen them interact, she's
That's
had
true.
to
She was
defer
irritated and told her brain.
authority a few different times.
Mhm.
But what I just heard you ask, what your comment just made me think about is,
Yeah.
what if Nynaeve could heal the Sa'a?
Yeah.
What would that
What would that
mean
do?
for someone like Moradin or anyone else who's channeled the true power?
Right. Is Sa'a an affliction or a symptom?
Right.
Right. Or is it like is it a symptom of something good or is it a symptom of something bad? Like
Well, it depends
sometimes
on-
things have to get
Yeah.
worse before they get better, and sometimes,
Oh.
that's the way shit goes. I don't know. Sometimes things get foggy before they become very clear.
Carrie, Uber Spearman wants to know what you think.
Yeah, as the show gets on, I get more tired, so I talk less.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the part where one of the Soldan mentioned that Simrog was the High Lady's truth speaker. Is this the first time that's revealed that she was impersonating someone and kind of infiltrated into that group? Yeah,
We
doesn't
have
that mean
her
that she was
name.
with doesn't that mean that she was with is it Sura?
Sir,
Her name was Anath.
it's the so I always get the Sojin and the truth speakers confused. But Sojin is the one who is Seleucia. But the truth speaker
Josh,
was
if you can't keep that straight, I don't know why we have you on the show at all. This is ridiculous. Like,
Yeah, so
what?
dumb. I
Are
think
you
Seleucia
serious
is
right
the
now?
voice. I don't know if the voice is the same as the truth seeker.
Josh, get your shit together.
God damn it.
Seriously.
How many different
Come on.
people do they have? Like 3 or 4? Like I don't.
But
I don't
the
know
seeker
either.
is
We know so little about the Shanshan. Yeah, it's sad.
So I just thought that was interesting. And then I know Cat Swain was looking forward to interrogating her as a prisoner.
mhm.
Rand wants to return the Sanshan that were kind of captured back to Abu Dar because he wants to find a truce with them. He doesn't want to cause any more problems.
Right. Good point. So yeah, they're like, what are we gonna do with them? And he's like, sending them back to Abu Dar. He's like, I can't have prisoners. I can't be kidnapping these people. I need this truce. And the Aes Sedai think it's gross, but are like, well, okay, I guess I dig it. I like when she says, "I'm Semiraj," and it says, "quote One Soldam, a pretty yellow-haired girl, suddenly vomited down the front of her shirt." This girl just barfs. It's like, "Yeah, I'm Semiraj."
You like that, Dan?
I did kind of
You like that?
Samiraj, vomit.
barf.
I love how they respond even worse when he's like, "I'm Randall Thor, dragon."
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
Wail even. They gnash their teeth and wail even more.
Fangirl for him.
It looks like the plan was for
Gnash their
Semiraj
teeth.
to kidnap them all using
They put the Adam on the men, right?
Bella! No, not using Bella, by using bracelets. They were gonna capture all the men and the women. They were mad because go ahead.
So we think that from our POV, Egwin is the only Aes Sedai who knows how to make terangrial, but clearly the Shanshin are constantly manufacturing terangrial. They were able to just take that one male Adam and like made a bunch of them.
Clearly.
We fucking make it.
That was
like
super clear to me.
That's
obviously.
crazy shit.
Yeah, they had like 5 of them.
They have that information, that they know they have that ability. It's wild. And it gives more credence to where like Tuon's like, I need to get one of those crossbolt cranks, like take it back to the artificers to copy.
Recreate it. Yeah. Well, they the Shanshan invented the factory work, the factory line. They got it.
Yeah. Well, you look at most of your Angreal, you'll be surprised. You look at most of your Angreal, on the bottom there's a little label that says made in Shanshan. You never expect it.
Made in Shanshan.
Speaking of Tuon and Matt, the very last thing is a Matt point of view, and I'm just real fast. He is massacring through like guerrilla warfare and surprise attacks in the middle of the night, and taking out the Shanshan army. In fact, the Shanshan army stops right in front of him. He's like, "Oh, this has got to be Tavern work. This is perfect." And they use those crossbolts. The crossbolts, 1,000 men on each side of the road, 2,000 bolts flying through the air. It only took 2 rounds to just wipe everyone out. There was a couple horses that were still alive, a couple dudes trying to push their guts back in.
Wounds.
Bad wounds. And I mean, it says, I mean,
bad wounds.
And we're talking about war experiences. It says, quote, men went down with shattered legs, with legs ripped half off. Men clenched at the stumps of ruined arms, trying to stem the flow of blood. Men screamed as loudly as the horses.
I love how you choose that moment to say subscribe.
Yeah. No, it's timely.
Tessen's like, you got to help him. And Matt's like, nope, this is a new kind of war, baby.
So,
and
what is hobbling a horse? It's like where you make it so it can't move, but you don't like tie it up.
Right. There's
you know what it is,
things...
Josh. Don't act like you don't know what
you really don't know.
So
there's,
I'm kidding.
There's these little things that they're like little handcuffs that go on the fetters of the horse.
Dan, where are your pants?
No, it's
what
it's
the
a
fuck?
pantsless
Dan,
zone,
this
Ryan.
isn't a Zoom meeting at work.
Zoom business apparel, man. Come on.
I'm Team Carrie.
Carrie doesn't have any pants on.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I'm Team Carrie. Yeah. We don't wear pants.
We don't wear pants. We don't wear pants.
Joe, you wearing pants?
No pants.
Joe can just draw pants on whenever he wants. It's not fair.
Yeah, I've drawn.
That's true. Like, oh my gosh, and you look like you are Harold in the Purple Crayon right now too, with your purple stripe and purple background. Do you know that book, Harold in the Purple Crayon? Where he draws everything that he wants to experience, and then he goes on to the things. It's a really cute book.
All right, so I think the most kind of interesting, unless someone else comes up with anything, I think the interesting part for me is let's talk about what it means for Tuon to just be watching the Band of the Red Hand like mow down Shan-Chan divisions. Like,
Low down.
They just fucked 2,000 people up.
And
so fast.
Tuon mutters, "A lion can have no mercy."
I don't think it affects her at all. I mean,
know, what does that
this is
say
the
about
woman
her?
this is the woman who's leading the return, who is sent with countless, probably millions of Shan-Chan to invade a foreign land. The death of 2,000 soldiers is like so not a big deal to her. It's not even noticeable.
You know, to your point,
Yeah.
Josh, I think that such soldiers that were so easily ambushed, she wants dead.
Once dead, right?
She
They're
doesn't want them.
useless, right?
Yeah. They failed.
I do
This is
love.
a
She's
woman
like
that's
Trump saying
capable.
like, "Oh, I like soldiers who don't get caught.
Well, I love. nice callback. Ryan.
Suckers and losers. Look at those suckers and losers down there, all dead." Sorry,
I mean,
What's in it for him?
Many of these soldiers are Altaran, right? That's why. So this actually came up for me. Like the Shan-Chan leader calls out in Randland language, "Halt." He doesn't say it in Shan-Chinese. He says it in Randland language.
Aren't they Altaran?
in common tongue? Right. So a bunch of them are Altaran.
Uh-huh.
So she especially doesn't care. These are soldiers conscripted from a foreign land who are mostly dying. You know,
but hold on. Shan-Chan speak Randland. They just have a drawl. So I mean, when they said halt, I mean, if a Texas guy says halt,
Is it a halt?
but they don't speak. No, but they don't. They have their own language though that is different from Randlandese.
do they?
Definitely, because
they speak Shan-Chinese.
It's not just a different
Don't they?
accent.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm making that. Maybe that's totally something I've constructed in my head. Okay. I assumed or thought for some reason that they had their own language. I guess maybe I'm conflating the hand signs where she uses like high imperative and various things. Or like maybe they speak
That
Old
makes
Tongue,
sense.
or maybe they speak Old Tongue. I thought that Tuon understood Matt when he spoke Old Tongue.
Yeah, I believe that's
also-
where we're getting it.
She also interprets the term Tavarin
In old tongue, right?
from the Old Tongue and says it means like connected to the pattern. I don't know what that means.
Okay, so I guess that's what I'm thinking. So okay, so they do speak the common lingua franca. So
I think they call it Esperanzo.
Ryan, remember we
different,
went
Ryan.
to school with
Randsperanzo.
Rand Speranza.
we went to school with the Lingua Francas. I think there was Joey Lingua Franca. There was Valerie
Bernie.
Lingua Franco.
Okay, so if a Randlander ended up in, well, I guess they did flee from. Shan-Chan ultimately went across the Aranth Ocean from Randland. So it makes sense, I guess, that they would speak an older version of a shared tongue. Okay, fuck, this is... I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it is... I feel like they did have their own language. I guess it's Old Tongue in the hand gestures.
Yeah, there has not been any language barriers that we know of, and it doesn't seem that the Shan-Chan are speaking a second language.
Yeah, even fucking
Wait, but-
weird alien-like creatures in magical doorways are like, "What's up?"
Oh my gosh. But
That's how they say it too. Yeah, what's that, man?
what was I gonna
Bubba.
say?
Okay.
All this old tongue.
Okay, so
Old
Carrie,
Tongue.
yes, Carrie, go on.
so Tuon is now realizing that Matt is very similar to her in nature, and before she didn't realize that.
Uh,
Um,
Well,
I wanna talk about
hang
that.
on. I actually want to. Why are people saying that she thinks that he's very similar in nature to her, and not just noticing who he is? Where are you getting that from?
well, I mean, the Shan-Chan are like badass, and they
I see. You're just drawing the
Okay.
analogy yourself. Okay.
like. So I don't want to say he's acting Shan-Chan, but like he's you know, I mean,
He's
the whole
acting like
lion.
he's acting like a firstborn or first blood, like just doing what he needs to do in order to get shit done, and not having.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put that. Yeah, first blood. First blood.
We didn't
What is it?
talk about that. They shared another kiss, and at one point, I think he tried to kiss her, and she punched him. I thought that was funny.
That is
Right.
really funny.
Yes.
Yeah, their
I
relationship
love how
is weird.
conflicted she is too. It's super interesting how conflicted she is. Sorry, Dan. You're right though, Carrie. Like, there's a lot of conflict for Tu-on specifically in those like kissing moments, right? She's like,
Yeah, but I'm
I
still
don't know.
conflicted. Like, I don't know, does she truly have feelings for him, or is she just messing with him, playing with him? Like, I'm still a little bit confused on that.
Hey Dan, what's that song? Is it like I like the way you kiss me when we're playing the kissing game?
Yep, that was a good. Yeah, who said? I think that was
Belle Biv DeVoe.
Belle Biv DeVoe. No, it wasn't. Maybe Keith Sweat or something.
Keith,
Maybe Luther Vandross.
I did a perfect rendition.
It was
Obviously.
perfect. Everyone saying that.
Everyone's saying that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, yep. Mm-hmm.
So the Shanshin get annihilated, and Matt's like, "We got to split before sunrise." They were going to hit the Shanshin again. He intended to make them run to pull that bloody stopper because they're all like at the foot of like the only pass in the mountain. So he's trying to. It sounds like he's trying to get like all the Shanshin out of the mountain so he could use the mountains by himself. He wants the best ski trails.
Ski trails.
As the man straightened, the cord streamed out of the crank. But once he was erect, he set the crank on the butt.
Oh my god!
Once he was
Nice.
erect.
Drawing a breath, she went on in amused tones.
Nice.
Oh, wait, it goes on. Toys belong to me until I am through playing with him.
Oh, it's a good one.
Nice. Yeah, that's a really good one.
I got one more.
She has him like next to her batteries in her nightstand. He just
No,
like
Ryan, we all use rechargeable vibrators now. Come on.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
We all do. With
Bundle
Apple.
of batteries is a
You
thing
live
of the
in
past.
1995.
I'm
well, yeah,
looking at my,
it still says Duracell on it.
my vibrator
Okay.
says I have.
My vibrator says
40%.
Acme.
Hang on.
It's like, I have
Dan's trying to give us his last
Me.
try star. Wait on us, Dan.
Explodes
All right.
the vagina.
The last-
it explodes.
right.
Acme vibrator.
The last high shard. Joe, go ahead and draw this one. A quote: "Blowing their horses."
Oh, gross.
Nice. Some tried to mount.
I was kidding, Joe.
I like that one too, yeah. Bathing the soldiers below in an unearthly glow, they only had a heartbeat to gape.
Oh, nice.
All right, I'm
I
like
see a
so
horse.
close to pressing this end stream button, dude.
I know.
Just so you know.
It's upright.
Joe.
All right, guys.
Guys, we might be ending the show soon. Hurry up and end it before he gets there, dude.
Two more shows until we finish this book. I think we have one show and then we finish the book next show.
All right, so what are we doing next show? 28 through what?
32, 5 chapters.
It's a
How many
zebra.
pages is that?
Oh my gosh.
It's like let's see. So if we do
Talk about girth.
32, it's 68 pages. We have 150 pages left. So let's do 68, and then we're doing like 72.
You okay?
Oh, what a holiday.
There we go.
And we are back to picking.
This is the way. Guys, I love you and I'm proud of you. Thank you for coming each and every Tuesday. I really love this
Love
community
you.
that we have. We love the chat. Come see us on Sundays. We talk spoiler filled. Everything and anything is on the table for Tavern Talk. Until then, get your books out and read and fuck off.
Yeah.